Okay, so I went to a Swapmeet and I found these Brembos. Picked them up for 60 bucks. Got the line for 10. Just gonna throw them on here one side for now, and I'll do a dual disc conversion video later. So, tools you need: 13 mil for this little bugger right here. All right. Obviously the left side. You're gonna need a 3/16 Allen key for that guy right there. Now, this one is the 10 mil, which takes these off. This one's the 3/8. That'll help you with this guy. A couple ratchets. Then you'll need some crush washers, brake fluid, .4, a one guy type thing, you know, so you can bleed them off by yourself. I use this for when I put too much stuff in or I want to drain it. And that's about it. So I already broke this one apart. Save myself a little time. I'll start at the bottom. Just loosen these guys off. That one's good. I'm just going to set it over there, and I'll just grab the other one. So I've set it in place. This is what would have been on there before versus now. A lot nicer, not cleaner. These come off of touring bikes, V-rods. This setup hasn't changed in 20, almost 30 years. You can see clearance wise, everything's good. Some guys will tell you that you should space it here because they don't think that it sits in or out far enough, however they want to put it. This is a hydraulic system. So the hydraulics will only push from where they're told. If you bleed it off to this side, it's only going to push equal on both sides. It doesn't matter. Personally, I don't think it matters to put washers in there to space it over. Once it's opened, bled, and the hydraulics are adjusted to fit where it's sitting, in my opinion, I think you'll be just fine. And I'll test this after I finish installing it. I'm just going to tighten this up. We'll put the line on and go from there. Okay, you got this little screen here. Little stainless steel guy. You can pop it out like that and just pull it out. You can see it's not aluminum, or it would never survive. And you know it's not steel because the magnet won't stick to it. That can be polished up as shiny as any of this chrome if you wish, or you can leave it. I'm going to polish it in a little bit here. There's the caliper ready. I got the line just sitting here, fitting. Okay, and we'll just thread this on. It's a little hard with one hand. There you go. Now, a 90 would be ideal. You could bend it if you wanted, but I don't really care. A few degrees isn't making a difference in my application. Again, you can go up against that if you want it to be very stationary, or just tighten it wherever you like. Go from there. It doesn't really matter. All you got to do is remember you need to leave room to turn left and right, so make sure you have enough slack. And I'm just going to let that sit there, and we'll get this little guy out of here. Okay, I took this hose, I cut a little chunk off of it, about the thickness of that clamp. cut that much out of it. So that will sit in there for me. And that whole thing will go around here, and we'll bolt it back up there. So, reason being, yeah, it's rubber, but I don't like things to shake around and give it a reason to rupture or wear or break prematurely. So I'll get that mocked up, and then I'll start at the top, lower this thing down a bit. And there you can see that piece in there and how it's going to hold it. We can just slide it up here, and we'll bolt it right back up where it was, and still offers some adjustability like that, and just let it come up. See where it's pretty much going to sit. I got it snugged up, but you can still move it so that I can finish going up to the bars. Have another bracket very similar to that one right there on the back of the tree, and then we'll just go up along here and tie in up there. Okay, I forgot one of the most important tools right over here. Because it's 12 o'clock somewhere. Okay, here's the cable. Again, there's the new one that's going to go in and run up here. On this side, you need one more tool. 5/16 socket, 1/4 inch, whatever you can get to fit in there. A ratchet, take out that bolt and that clamp. And then all you got to do is take it off the master cylinder. You can try not to break that when you get it out, but they usually break. And I'll loosen this off and get this out. So you can see when they go in, they're not really made to come out without breaking. When they come out, most times, this is what happens. It just busts off. So I happen to have some kicking around here. That's what it should look like. If you're like me, I don't mind the couple bucks to go buy a new fastener from Harley. And don't put it on yet. We'll put one here. There's a hole for another one up there. Wait till I get this off. We'll run that line up through there. Also can't forget this little ground strap here. That's got to go in behind that clamp that we took off. This one, like that. Alright, I'll mock this up some more. Okay, there it is, just snugged up. You see I made another one of those little gas line rubber grommet holders, just to keep it from flopping. It's kind of just sitting where it would sit if it was all bolted up. And I'm not quite sure how I'll route that. I might turn it, I don't know. Doesn't really matter right now. I just did this because I had time, and I don't necessarily think everyone will agree with my way. That's the way I'm doing it. So, now I'll just take that off the top and put that other one on. We'll use some new crush washers up there. And then I'll let this down and we'll start to bleed it out. Touring caliper. I don't know what this one came off of. Probably like an 09 Street Glide or something. And the line, not exactly sure, but $10. Brake line, can't go wrong. Right length. And we'll just mock it all up so nothing can break. Use new crush washers. Now you can see these ones are a little different than the copper ones. The copper one's on the caliper. These ones are up higher up here on the master cylinder. You can buy new ones. A lot of people recommend you do. Personally, I'm not going to. These ones, there's nothing wrong with them. It's the first time I had them apart. So I'm going to reuse them. Oh, I was telling you about these things before. Now, this is how I polish them. Same way anybody else would, without all the effort. I started on this side. You can see there's the other side. So we'll just do this side a bit. A little bit of pressure, nothing serious. You don't want it to tear the shit out of your hands. You can see it doesn't look real different, right? Until you gotta work it. So it takes time. Take your time. We'll do this edge. And you can see it starting to come out. So I'll finish this one off and then I'll show you. So, simple little polisher. 1 or 2 compounds. Before and after, 15 minutes. That's all it took. If you want it shinier, you can work it shinier. That'll stay that way for a long time. I don't want it mirror. I just want it shining. That's polishing 101, I guess. Here's the bud. All shiny. Hose. The bleeder there. Now, personally, I don't like the brake fluid that I got in here, so I'm going to drain it all out and replace it all with new. So I'll do that first, and then we'll bleed that out. Okay, as you can see, started bleeding it. I was a little busy. Open that one. That one doesn't usually move. See the black shit in there. It's a lot of the old fluid. Here's some more of it. That's out of the reservoir. That's what I used to take it out. And while I had it out, I just wiped it out, get all the crap out of it. The oil's going to look like that going down the line and coming out of the caliper again. Personally, I'll keep going until it's clear. Some people have power bleeders. I don't. Just got to pump the handle. Basically, watch your little bubbles. Watch the level. Then you loosen the wrench down there. It'll let fluid out. Close it. Pump it again. Could take 10 minutes. Could take 2 hours. It depends. You get lucky, sometimes you don't. You can see brake fluid starting to come through all the dirty junk. And we're almost done here. See that little squirt of brake fluid in there? It's a good sign. The master cylinder is bled out. It's getting tighter. You can see the handle. So I'm just going to try and hold this for you and release this one so you can kind of see what's going on here. The handle's gone all the way in. And when you bleed your brakes, you just pump them up until you start feeling some resistance. Hold it in. Let off here. Close it. And then let back off. Keep pumping it up. Try and get as much new fluid as I can. You should change your fluid out in your brakes, in my opinion, every 2 years. You'd be shocked at what's inside there. I'm sorry if it's jumping around a bit, but should take this off, empty it out. I always keep a 591 bottle around. Dump it in there. And you can just cap it. Look at all the crap in there. That's your brakes, man. You want the shit in there, that's good, but I don't. Clean it up the best you can. New fluid, bleed it out. And I'll probably stop when I fill that bottle one more time. You can see it's filling up. The hose is full. Now what I'm doing is I'm just letting some gravity, now that it's all bled out really well, letting some gravity pull the new fluid completely through. And we're done. It's bled out, it's solid as, yeah. And we'll just let this pull through now. When the bottle's full, I'll stop. You see the fluid's nice, clear. That's because everything's been pulled all the way out, which is what I like. You see right to the bottom of the master cylinder instead of the black murky junk. And it's going through pretty quick. So, like I said, you can buy power bleeders or whatever you want. But once you got it, you got it. There's how much brake fluid came out. All nice and shitty. There's before. And there's after. Nice, different. Remember, you got to order different brake pads now. Here's everything all buttoned up. And that's it. All right. Final product. Let's have a look. Alrighty, everybody. Thanks for enduring my nonsense.